Good morning, everybody. It's Jim Feist in Las Vegas, along with Hank Goldberg. Good morning, Hank.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. A nice baseball night last night. I got my preseason game of the year up and ready to sell now. Got some good information on this one game. Pretty excited about that. What do you got going this week?
A lot of preseason football. Doing a preseason football preview tomorrow on CBS Sports Channel. It's going to air at 4 o'clock our time. A lot of good handicappers on there. Should be interesting. One of the features we're doing is about overrated and underrated teams by conference. That should be interesting conversation. And who our sleeper teams are. There's a lot of conversation right now about Baltimore. Looking very good this preseason. I think Baltimore is a very competent team defensively. They're playing very well. And Flacco looks like he's rededicated his game, throwing the ball very well downfield. Flacco has a good season. Baltimore could be a threat in that division, particularly with Pittsburgh having the defensive problems that they appear to be having right now.
That's true. It does come down to those two teams in that division. So if anybody takes a hit, Baltimore could definitely get in there, and they're always tough when they play each other. They're always tough games.
Of course, they lose Smith for the first 4 games, but I think they can overcome that. They're deep at that position.
What's your opinion on Lamar Jackson so far in the preseason?
Well, they're giving him some work, but I think he's going to be being used at different positions, and he's going to learn the quarterback position by watching.
RG3's look pretty good for them. He's not getting a lot of talk in the media, but he when he's in there, he's looked pretty good.
There's no discussion about who their quarterback is going to be. It's going to be Flacco. This isn't like the Jets situation, and more and more of the Jets look like they're going to sit their number 1 draft pick for a while.
They start McCown like they did last year?
Well, I wouldn't rule out them keeping the other guy. There's more and more discussion about that. If their offensive line is dreadful. We all know that. But the best chance to win is with their best quarterback right now, and that has been the one who's played the best.
Well, that'd be Bridgewater so far. Yeah. A big game this week. The Giants and the Jets. They play that annual preseason final game. How are the Giants looking to you these days?
Well, they had a nice win last week. Their offense is, they're resting their number 1 draft pick because he tweaked a hamstring. So although he looked great, 1 or 2 carries that he's had so far this preseason, their offensive line is very much improved. They're you can't go very much by what they're going to do in this game. And the Jets usually find a way to win this one. But the Giants, with their revamped coaching staff and their improved offensive line, and they've got top wide receiver in the game right now, who's been practicing and looking good. They're going to be a much improved team.
Yeah, they do look much improved, and everybody's giving the Eagles that division because they look so exceptional and they're deep at most positions. So, but who's coming in second? Washington Redskins picked up Alex Smith. Now, I know a lot of people don't think much of Alex Smith because they think he's a game manager, but you look back over his history, this guy's won like almost 70% of his games. I mean, he's no joke. He knows how to take care of the ball, moves the ball. He's a very smart guy. He's athletic, but he doesn't take a lot of risks, so he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Do you think anybody is kind of like overlooking them? Do you think Washington with Alex Smith is going to be better than Washington with Kirk Cousins, or vice versa?
You got a ton of injuries, and they signed Adrian Peterson this week, and see if he still has anything left. But they have injuries in the running back position, and they have a lot of injuries on defense, and that's their problem starting the season, is that they're really banged up. Tough division, because Dallas is is going to be around. They got that great running back, and solid position at quarterback, and defensively they're not bad. And of course, you got Philadelphia, who we've talked about. They're coming back strong again this year to defend their championship, and the Giants are going to be much better. So, Washington figures to be that kind of up against it. They got to get healthy.
Yeah, they do. That you said tough division, and you're right. There are 4 teams in that division, and they all have competent quarterbacks, and that's not always the case when you look around the league. There's a lot of questions at the quarterback position, but in that division, all 4 teams have competent quarterbacks that know how to win. That is a very tough division. You're right. You got a big weekend coming up in sports: football, baseball, horses. What's on the agenda for the horse racing this weekend?
The Travers, they drew yesterday 11 horses, and I think any one of 6 horses could win that race. It's a very competitive field, and so we'll be handicapping that. It's not an easy race to figure. The horse I like, Hofberg, is not going to run because he drew a fever, and I'm very disappointed in that. So we'll see. Chad Brown's coming back with his winner from the big stakes race in Monmouth, and he's going to run him right back here, and he's the 5-2 favorite right now, and we'll see if he can come back and win after fairly short period of time. But Chad's very confident in the way this horse is right now, and we'll see if he can. That would be quite an accomplishment to be able to win do 2 races like that back to back, the Haskell and the Travers. The horse who won the Pacific Classic, and I talked with Jay Kribman yesterday, that was an awesome performance by him, and he established himself as the favorite for the Breeders' Cup. And if he can put a performance like that coming up again, he's going to be tough to beat. I mean, he just won by a pole, and he's just right now. John Sadler's got that horse just tremendous condition. In fact, if he can win the Breeders' Cup like that, he'll be the horse of the year over Justify.
Wow. Yeah, that was an incredible race. You're right, Hank. I know you got a big weekend. I know you're busy. You got a lot of stuff on your plate, especially now that football season is coming along.
But the Dodgers are going to get their reliever back, and that's going to help them in that race. And you got some good pennant races going on, and it's interesting to keep track of all that. Seattle is playing pretty well right now, and the races go on. The Red Sox have suddenly been losing a couple of games, and the Yankees are making up some ground.
Yeah, it's surprising. Cleveland went into Boston, and I don't think anybody really thought that Cleveland could go in there and beat Boston, because everybody talks about Cleveland plays in this weak division, but they went in there and they took the first 2. A big game today between them. There's no question. Speaking of Seattle, Houston won the first game 7-4, lost. Seattle won the first game 7-4 and lost yesterday 3-2. A big game today with them because, Seattle has dropped off a little bit lately, and so that's a big game. Oakland bounced back; they won. And Altuve's back for Houston, and that's a big. He's player, most valuable player in the league, a couple years, and that's a big boost for Houston.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Oakland's not going away. I told you.
No, you're right. They're red hot and they're good, and I'm sure they're disappointed. In some cases, but they bounce back. They're a tough team. Hank, your plays are up at JimFeist.com. Big weekend coming up. We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday football. We've got the horse racing Hank was talking about, and we got baseball coming, pennant races, and it's exciting time, Hank. And I know you're in the Westgate contest this year. You did extremely well last year, and then you had the Review Journal, which actually won that one. And I'm sure you're set for both those contests and maybe some others as well this year. So awesome, what you did last year, and good luck again this year with all of that.
It's going to be a tough season, I think. And if you're looking for teams that are overrated and underrated, watch for our show Thursday, 4 o'clock.
That's CBS Sports?
CBS Sports Network.
Okay, we'll do it. And JimFeist.com for your picks, everybody out there. Thanks, Hank.
Thank you, Jim. Have a good day.
You too, pal. Bye-bye.